Hi chaps, doing another shave video for you today. Continuing with my hardware use for 2 weeks, I've now used the pills more than enough. It's just coming up to 2 week period, if not having gone over. So I'm switching my razor around. The razor that I'll be using today is the Timeless Titanium. So this will be used for 2 weeks, so I can just ascertain its properties better and how to use it, if I enjoy it more than others and whatnot. So this is a dual comb. This is the open comb side, and that's the straight bar side. The gap is 0.95 millimeters. I have the stainless steel open comb 0.95 as well, and the main difference, obviously, apart from the weight, is the audio feedback is louder with the stainless steel. Perhaps the matte finish of the titanium is slightly influenced the drag, but there is nothing really to be worried about there. I actually prefer the straight bar in the titanium. I have tried all the other plates in the stainless steel, and the straight bar compared to the stainless steel with regards to the titanium, I find to be, I don't know, maybe just a little bit more efficient. I don't understand why, but it is, and it's just more comfortable on the face. Maybe that little bit of increase in drag helps with taking a time to cut stubble, but I'm no authority on that. That's just my personal view. Lovely handle, good grip, 2 grip points at the bottom and the top, separated by the middle, and a very good balance to the razor as well. It's towards the middle of the handle, so perhaps just slightly more skewed to the head. Sticking with the same brush, because I only received our group buy brush from ATG Against the Grain recently, so this is going to be its 6th use. It's the unique bulb knot at 28 millimeters. So yeah, a gorgeous knot, it really is, and I'm just starting to appreciate it a bit more. So this has been soaking now for about 10 minutes. I find that a good pre-soak helps. The blade I'll be using today is Pole Silver. So, and the soap is one of my favourites. It's the Vetyver by Martin de Condra, and yeah, this scent is amazing on the soap. I keep meaning to pick up the cologne. It's gorgeous. It just keeps developing. As you can see, I've used a fair bit of it. That's the lip. Considering MDC soaps are quite hard, I consider Vetyver, Rose, and to a lesser extent, but still softer than the original and the Fougere, the Argume. So, in other words, the seasonal editions or editions that they've come out with, following the original and the Fougere, seem to be a bit softer in consistency. They're still not soft. It's not a crepe. It's definitely a hard puck, but softer. The other thing I wanted to mention is every time I'm shaving, I'm using a new blade. That's just my preference. Call it OCD preferences, whatever. But I always use a new blade. I just know that it's possibly cleaner, if not as clean as a used blade, having sat out on my den for some while. And because I rotate razors, SC, DE, straight razors infrequently, I prefer to use a new blade each time. In the shower, I just had a shower today, so washed out the stubble. I've got about 3 days growth. In the shower, I like to use Mystic Waters shampoo. It's SLS free, contains nice products, so I've just been loading for some time. There's quite a bit of soap. I'm going to add some water to my brush. Just going to add a little bit more water to the tips, and I'm going to load for another 10 seconds. Sorry, going back to Mystic Waters, yes, it contains argan oil. This is the original scent, argan oil, lots of good oils for the hair, and like I mentioned, it's SLS free. The newer version, the tea tree, it's lasting me longer. I have 2 showers a day, wash my hair twice a day, so the tea tree soap lasted me about a month, so just over a month's use. I'm just going to show you what I've got loaded up. I've got loads of soap on there, so shouldn't need to reload the brush. Like I said, I'm still learning about it, and I think I've got it down to a T now. So what I do is I like to add water consistently to this brush. It's a really thick brush, lots and lots of badger hair in there, so add a fair amount of water there. I'm also going to add some water to my face. Switching back to conversations, the Mystic Waters traditional that I'm now using, having used the tea tree up half a month in, and it's almost finished. So perhaps it's how I'm storing the soap, it's just left on the shelf to dry in the bathroom, but the bathroom can remain quite moist. So I might try, I've got another soap, there's only 3 options to choose from when I ordered. So the other one I'll be using following the original. I'm really liking the original though. Yeah, the original has the argan oil, the newer tea tree one has jojoba oil. So wet my face, commence the face lather. MDC doesn't contain any tallow, but I have no qualms with that. The soap's excellent. I love the soap. Worth every penny in my opinion. The scent of the Vetyver. The scent of the Vetyver is exquisite. It really is. You get lavender coming through. You get a Vetyver that's not smoky. It's very clean, like a green Vetyver. Something akin to Ghanaian Vetyver. Less floral, less citrusy, I would say, than Tom Ford's grey Vetyver. So this is building up to be a really nice lather already, nice and thick. Perfect. This brush is beautiful on the face. It's still cloud soft, ample backbone, great flow through as you can see. I know I loaded up a lot of soap, but it's not holding it down in any way, shape or form. It's releasing it beautifully. And I think that's good enough. So the Vetyver really does load up quite quickly. I'm just adding a few more drops of water. And just painting down. Yeah, the Vetyver loads up beautifully. You also get hints of a little bit of fresh garden rose, which I've said is similar to the rose scented MDC. It's a much deeper tone, and there's several layers to it that you just pick up throughout your shave. I think there's some bergamot in there, like I said, rose, Vetyver. There's definitely some lavender. It's a beautiful bouquet. So just cleared out the sideburns. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go first pass with the grain open comb. Great feedback. So smooth. The razor just gives you that added confidence, probably because it's a lot lighter than the stainless steel. I'll still treat it with respect. Yeah, like I said, really nice feedback. Where the stainless steel has a louder feedback with regards to the open comb side than the titanium, in my opinion, the sound is also different. So the stainless steel sounds as though it's like pinging stubble off your face. This one is more like a butter knife on toast. It sounds more scrapey. It's less zippy like the stainless steel. The stainless steel it just sounds a bit more clinical, if that makes sense. Sharper. And obviously when I say the titanium sounds scrapey, that by no means means the shave, is scrapey at all. It's super smooth. And that's 3 days growth. Just clean up the sideburns. Yeah, that's 3 days growth. Gone. If I really wanted to, I could leave it here. I'm just going to wash up. One thing with the open comb in the titanium, the teeth feels also different to the stainless steel. The stainless steel I have is polished, and it's a lot smoother. Again, this is not rough on the face, but you just get more of that teeth feel. The shape is still what I prefer. I know I do like the ATT R2, but it took time to adjust to the more angular shaped of teeth. This is still rounded like the original Timeless, so kudos on that. Second pass, and in my opinion now where the razor shines is the standard bar, again set at 0.95. There is hardly any stubble left on my face after that OC pass. I have reviewed this razor on previous videos, so I won't go into the whole lather channels being excellent. Just the presentation, what you get with the razor, lovely towel, a nice box. Again, I'm not a huge guy for packaging, but it's nice nonetheless. Not going to complain to have that. I also have this stand. I'll show you the stand. So this is the titanium stand, Timeless razor, and yeah, it's beautiful, good weight. Actually quite heavy, and that's the diameter of the hole. You can just see the razor sits beautifully in that, so another nice feature from Timeless. I've had Burn from Shavemac make me a few custom razor handles, or sorry, razor holders, such as this one. I've got 3 others, different colours, and they also seat my razors quite nicely. Other than that, one of the bargains of last year from eBay, from a seller on eBay, this is actually another razor holder. This is a stainless steel razor holder, and the finish is lovely. It's got a band which I'm not quite sure you can make out, but it's tapered beautifully, and yeah, I also use that to seat my razors. So I've got a fair few razors going by the number of options of holders that I have, as you can see. Again, this brush, I love this backbone. It's really plush, and when you scrub, you even when you paint, you don't get any horrible, harsh, scratchy feeling. I call it horrible, others like it, but speaking from my own opinions here, it is cloud soft. Yeah, it doesn't just flop on the face. There's plenty of plush backbone. This is definitely becoming one of my favourite brushes. So as you can see, the leather is nice and thick. I do want to add a bit more water. That's what my brush is looking like. The handle has a great weight to it. So, take my brush, add a fair amount of water there. There's still a lot of soap in this knot, and I think 2 passes is just going to do me fine. So might as well make the most while loaded up and really go for it. Enjoy the brush. Good splay. I like the controlled splay with the bulb knot. I initially started off with several fans. I was mainly buying fans in terms, not only Shavemac, but from other brush manufacturers. And then I veered towards bulbs. I put that simply down to the backbone preference I like, the way the hair sits on the face, how it feels. This is a beautiful massage feel. Really thick leather now. That's more than enough. So still a hell of a lot in the brush. Like I say, MDC just performs phenomenally for me, and being non-tallow, the slickness, the cushion, it's all there. So we've got our standard bar side now going across the grain. Yeah, that's a really nice feel. That's one of my favourite feels in terms of DE razors. Loud, efficient. Beautiful. So I'm using my phone to record this video, so I don't have any external microphones attached to me or anything like that. And this is one of the loudest razors that I own. I find the sound with regard to the titanium razor similar to the Cobra SE, Cobra Classic. Must use that razor soon. This is brilliant. This level of shave is what I'd expect to achieve with a razor at such a high price. High attention to detail with regards to tolerances, materials, design. You forget the handle is there. It just becomes very intuitive with the standard bar. Being titanium, you don't have to worry too much about pressure. It's a similar concept to, when you've owned both the stainless and the titanium, it's a similar concept to a single edge razor and then moving on to a single edge razor like starting with a single edge razor, for example the General or the SE, and then moving on to the one blade, because the one blade gives you that ease of shave. You don't necessarily, in my opinion, need a huge amount of skill compared to a non-pivoting SE head, or for example going from a SE razor to a straight razor. There's a lot more technique involved. When you move from a stainless to a titanium, that amount of pressure that you've learnt to adjust to, or even how quickly you move the blade across the face, because it's going to be having weighted head as opposed to a Zamac made razor or whatnot. But going back to my original point, the stainless steel difference in when moving to the titanium is similar to those nuances in that you don't need to worry about that much pressure. You can go with speed. Really now what I have on my face is residual leather, very little protection, but I can still, if I wanted to, buff or go over hard areas. So even looking in the camera, or looking at my phone camera, it's not difficult. Areas such as a neck, it's so smooth and it's light, so it delivers a very how can you explain it? It's not a mild, it's a medium to mild shave, but the blade is there, you can hear it, the presence is known. Just going to wash my face. And yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. So just quickly dry off. I'm really happy with that finish. So that's 3 days stubble. Clean off. I'm going to finish my shave. I will also show you what leather's left in the brush, but I'm going to just finish it off with the aftershave, which is Floyd Black. As you can see, I've almost finished this. I also have the Vigoroso, which I used in a previous video. The black doesn't have a huge amount of menthol compared to the Vigoroso. There's very little, if any, sting, which is surprising because Floyd usually gives you that lovely stinging feel, which I quite like as long as it's not OTT. The black is a sweeter scent, as you often find with colognes that bring out black versions. For example, the standard like Ferrari Black. It's a bit sweeter, a bit less forceful, with stronger notes coming through initially and then dying out. So it's a nice scent. It doesn't last long on the skin, but I do like the way it treats it. Lovely. So following on from Floyd Black, I do want to give a deeper tone to myself. Oh, I do want to spray a deeper tone onto myself. So I've got the Icon, bit of a naughty picture there, but this is a great scent. This is Abercrombie & Fitch. I don't know if you can make out that. And this is Fierce Icon. Let's put some of that. This is a great scent. It will last well into the day. So I get about 8-9 hours use or wear from it. It's quite it's got that floral, not necessarily, well, it's like a citrusy floral, but it's well set. It's deep. It's held deep within a darker, woody, almost fresh tone. Very different to the standard Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, and I quite like it. I do prefer Fierce, but this isn't bad. So I'm really happy with that shave. Everything's done. I'm just going to quickly go to my brush, squeeze out the residual lather. Okay, so that's the knot. That's how much lather I have left. Absolute loads, absolute load. The quality of this leather is insane, and just look how thick that is. And if I put my hands together and squeeze, you get your peaks. Really, really good leather. I wouldn't waste this. I just wash my hands with it after the shave. The scent is still there. It's absolutely good. It's like wild heather, lavender, Vetyver, clean, fresh Vetyver, but it's got that grittiness to it that you would find with like a cheaper Vetyver, but it's not cheap by any means. This a beautiful rounded tone. Compared to Guerlain, like I said, it is similar. Guerlain's a bit cleaner, and this also provides other notes. It's almost a Fougere Vetyver mix with hints of rose. It's a strange one. Well worth a try. I love that. So yeah, just going to wash my hands off. I hope you enjoyed the shave. Like I said, we are doing our Bidet Das LE, which is now on its way to Halvor, so hopefully we'll get some feedback on that soon. I've also sent a small sample to Rowlers. Again, I'll post up all details in the links below as to where you can find these threads on the website. And yeah, we're looking good. Hope everyone's well, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.